TrekCast.
Look at that. He's already got some growth back from shaving his beard.
I know.
What
It's
the
like a
hell?
trip. Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, you guys are choppy a little bit. I barely made out what you said. You're commenting on
Yeah.
the loss of the beard. Yeah, you know what? My daughter was she was really just grabbing onto it, and
Yeah.
it was out of control. So it was time. I took it down a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you shaved all of it off, but you've already got like a beard grown back in. Like, how fast does that grow? Like a day or two and it's back?
Well, I didn't shave it with a razor. I took clippers with no guard and just took it all down.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
I had a few days of growth on there immediately.
If you went down to a razor, how long would it take you to get it back?
Like a week to get something showing.
Jeez. This is a 40-year process, just about. That's what we got.
And it's once
interesting. When I took it down, you got to mess around a little bit.
Right.
So I took it down to just a goatee.
Oh.
I looked like, and I toyed with leaving that, but I looked like Ming the Merciless. So.
Nice.
Mirror Universe Dan.
That's it. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
With those glasses, you could have kept the soul patch and just done that.
Soul patch was getting so long. I'd wake up and it was like going the wrong way.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, cool, man. That's good. How's everybody doing?
Good. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. Welcome to TrekCast, the galaxy's most unpredictable podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Waldo. With me, as always, is Daniel Reyes and Dan Lombardo. He's coming to us live from his shuttlecraft as he travels across places unknown. We won't mention, we won't say. He's on the road. Today is Sunday, June 28th of 2020. It is our 244th episode of the show. Technically, it's our 79th show together. One more and we hit 80, gentlemen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You know what that means? We've done the same number of episodes as TOS.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Go.
There it is.
Right? There's 79 original episodes.
Yeah.
Boom.
This is why I mentioned it. Yeah.
So starting next week, we're going to be syndicated. You can listen to TrekCast 5 nights a week.
Well, for those who don't know, it used to be a bigger thing than it is now. Alpha Geek Radio is playing our episodes in rotation, all of them, all 244 of them, all the way back to the very beginning, back in September 1st of 2008 with David Ivey. If you just go to Alpha Geek Radio, they've got a whole bunch of different podcasts. It's playing like a radio station. You can listen to it all day, and there's timed slots of when everybody's shows come on, and we are one of those shows. There's about 30 or some odd that just get syndicated over there and play whenever. So,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm making
It's pretty
jokes
cool.
over here, and
You have no
It's
idea.
reality. Well, they say
Yeah.
there's truth in jokes, so there you go.
Yeah. Those shows used to be live over there. In fact, a couple of times when David Ivey did the show live, that's where it was at in those time slots. But they don't do anything live over there now. It's all just syndicated, if you will, because most people who are doing their live stuff are all doing it over on Twitch. So anyway, it's pretty cool. It's pretty
Twitch
cool.
or YouTube or
YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the guys that were doing podcast shows live, even on YouTube, have switched over to Twitch as well. So I've kind of looked into that a little bit to see what we'd have to do it.
Yeah, there's another one, Mixler, that people use.
Yep, there's a bunch of them. So, one of these days, maybe we'll do a live show. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always live for us. But.
Yeah. And we don't edit, so it's about as, edit as little as possible anyway.
Yeah, basically.
So, all right, so if this is your first time listening, I have a couple notes here that I want to make sure we try to get out. If this is your first time listening to the show, welcome.
Sorry.
We have quite a few new listeners over the last 2 or 3 weeks, for a month or so. Actually, our listenership has grown so much so that we have 3,991,656 downloads. We are only 8,344 downloads left until we hit 4 million.
We can get there.
Wow.
Oh, we'll get there quick. I mean, I don't know what our download numbers per month are, but they're somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000. So shit, by the time we do the next episode, we could be right there, really close.
Yeah.
So only a couple months away. It would have been fun had our 4 millionth download happened while we were at STLV in August, but we'll be well past that by the time we get to STLV in December. So
Yeah. Fingers
Anyway.
crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm starting to think we are destined to never attend this thing and never meet each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're talking to people who've never listened to the show before, that maybe they don't realize that we've never met each other. We met on Facebook. We started doing this thing. It's all done over Skype.
Yep.
Never met these two guys. Talk to them every day.
Right.
Never met them.
Yeah, because people probably don't realize we do actually talk like just about every day.
Yeah, we do.
Test each other and everything. Yeah. So I have an idea.
There are days when I'm on the road when I talk to you guys more than I talk to my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Which is funny and sad and true.
I had an idea for a cosplay if we do end up going to STLV. We take the Enterprise like jumpsuit uniforms and somehow combine those with Ghostbusters jumpsuits.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think there's some way to do it.
All right.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We got time.
Yeah. If anyone in the group wants to put that together as an idea, I'd love some sketch art on that. So.
My wife and I have Enterprise jumpsuits that we wore to a convention at the Rio about 10 years ago. And some old lady thought we worked there. She thought we were like janitors or something. She was like, how do I get to the elevator? I'm like, I don't know. Well, don't you work here? No.
No.
I don't.
No.
Yeah.
Well, magic.
That's why I refuse to wear a red shirt in Target, because then you get those questions.
Well, the big question here, since you just let that one out of the bag, Dan, 10 years old uniform, does it still fit?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
A few months ago, I put on the First Contact uniform for an episode of our show, and it was tough to zip. But those jumpsuits, they fit a little looser than.
Right.
So it might be okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe my wife and I have a little cosplay hour tonight.
There you go.
There you go.
See how bad your COVID-15 is.
Yeah, how's that going? Can you smell yet?
He's frozen.
Oh, we lost him.
I know. This is going to happen on and off. Yeah, he's on the road, so it's going to happen on and off. We're kind of prepared for that. But
can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Kinda.
Okay. So I have my sense of taste back for the most part. I don't think it's as I don't think because
Oh, we're losing him.
Yeah.
Well, should we get into the news?
Can you hear me?
You're coming.
Man.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out pretty bad. Maybe you're in between two cell towers or something.
Yeah.
You need to put out another one of those repeaters out there, subspace repeater.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Can you hear me,
great.
or am I still garbled?
You're garbled quite a bit. We can hear you, but you're garbled quite a bit. So
You're underwater.
yeah, pretty much. Let's go ahead and get into the news. Maybe as you get into another section there, you'll be a little bit better off, Dan.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Daniel.
All right.
Hit it.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
So our first news story comes to us from Inverse.com, and the headline reads, Star Trek Discovery Season 3, remember that's supposed to happen, could eliminate Star Trek's most convenient technology. And they're not talking about the transporter. So I looked at this article, I read the whole thing. I don't know where they're getting their idea other than just it's a complete just shot in the dark. So take this with a massive grain of salt.
Yeah. I think the only grain of truth that comes out in this whole article is, well, they played with this idea before in season 2, and maybe they'll do it again since they're the only series to actually play with this problem other than Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra, you know.
When the walls fell.
Yeah, exactly. So with that said, you know, that's a really good idea if the writers haven't already thought of it.
The idea is.
They're
talking about getting rid of the universal translator.
Yeah, or making it a problem.
In the future, it's going to break.
Yeah, it'll break.
So,
yeah.
So,
which really that leads to a bigger discussion. Like their technology is going to be so far out of date. Well, okay, so is their technology going to be out of date, or is their technology still going to be on par because they're on the other side of some Dark Ages event that happened with the Federation falling apart? Was there a couple of 100 years of Dark Ages where no one saw each other? There was very limited travel. You know, the Alpha and Beta Quadrant basically just fell apart. I mean, for some reason, a big war or something that happened way back in the past and no one remembers it, right? I mean,
a giant space squid show up and...
Yeah. Is it all about the spice at this point? I mean, we don't know. We don't know. That's the great... This is the only thing about season 3 that's got me excited. A, we don't know. B, they can literally do anything.
Like we say, they are unshackled from canon.
Yes. But that's what's got me excited. I mean, they can literally do anything. They can go anywhere with it. They're not in the past. They're not even in Trek's future at this point. They're so far out that anything is possible. I think it's a good idea to say that the universal translator screwed up. I think it's a good idea to say for the first episode or 2 maybe, where their technology is just not compatible with anybody else's anymore, and that's a problem that they have to overcome. That's a good plot device for a single show maybe, but not the whole damn season. That would get annoying after a while, wouldn't it?
Well, it's good for a season if they don't overdo it. Like if it only pops up here and there.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's a MacGuffin.
It can make for some tense moments in the end, you know?
Yeah.
I still hope that they do something with Saru's people, that maybe they're the bad guys now that they're full predators.
Yeah.
You know? With the mask and the cords and Danny Glover, those kind of predators.
Yeah. I was like, what are you getting at? Oh, that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Danny Glover.
That's right. Hey, they bring in Danny Glover, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we might break the universal translator, which cool.
It's a good idea.
Our next news story comes to us from Screen Rant, and we're learning a little bit more about the production of TNG Season 6. The headline is, Star Trek wanted to replace Will Riker with his doppelganger. So you knew we were doing this story. Apparently the writer's room really thought it'd be a great idea to kill off Will Riker and replace him with Thomas Riker for the rest of it total. So, yeah. Of course they didn't do that, but
they said Jonathan Frakes was excited about the idea, though.
Yeah.
Well, I think they should have done it with Dennis Riker.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So this is all coming out in a is it a book or a documentary? The 50-year mission, the first 25 years by Mark A. Altman and Edward Gross is where this is coming out of. So whatever. It's neat. It's a cool idea. I mean, would you have wanted to see Thomas Riker take over?
No.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the...
that, like, Data would have become the first officer. So, like, the ship dynamic would have changed completely.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. And I think they had a really good mix, especially by the time they were into that.
You don't know that. You don't know that anyone other than the viewer would have known that the replacement occurred.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's like, have you guys ever seen the movie Beer Fest?
No.
Okay. So in the movie Beer Fest, there's this character named Landfill. He's this big fat guy that eats everything. And in the middle of the movie, he dies. And then literally the next scene, at his funeral, they bring in the same actor. They say it's his twin brother. And they just say, hey, I'm going to join the beer team because that's what my brother would want. And they just call him Landfill 2, and that's the end of it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So if they landfilled him, yeah.
Well, it would have been interesting to do something like that from the standpoint of at least a couple of episodes in, you don't realize that he's been Thomas Riker the whole time, a la what they did with Julian Bashir for a couple of episodes, and you had no clue either, right, in DS9. Right. That could have been an interesting little plot twist where they had to do something there on that end. But no, I'm all for what they did. Hindsight's always 20/20, but what they did was right to not do it.
I mean, so. we don't know that in that, like, who knows what could have led to, right?
Yeah.
Then we could have maybe gotten Universe TNG, Mirror Universe TNG.
We never did get Mirror Universe TNG, did we?
No.
The only Mirror Universes we ever got were the original series, Enterprise, and DS9. We didn't even get Mirror Universe Voyager, did we?
I'm convinced Voyager was the Mirror Universe. The way she was killing everybody.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's another shirt idea, by the way.
Yeah. Bring back Prime Janeway.
Bring back Prime Janeway.
All right. And our last news story comes to us from dailystartreknews.com. This is one that, the headline is Star Trek parody film Unbelievable picked up for domestic distribution, features 40-plus Star Trek actors, including Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Who's not a Star Trek actor, but whatever.
Yeah.
So this is one we've been following for a while.
Yeah. 2 years almost?
Yeah, like 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
The film was, well, it wasn't made in 2018 like this article says. Like, it was made before then. But that's about when it's floating around. But yeah, it's been picked up by a studio. Still no release date. I've actually contacted Angelique to find out more. She can't release a release date just yet. They're kind of working on that, is my understanding. So I told her as soon as they've got it, they're welcome to come back on the show and talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So congratulations to them. That's really great. And hopefully
they've been fighting for that for forever to get that released and get it going. I mean,
they've
been fighting for it so long that when we watch it, Tuvok, Tim Russ, is going to look about 10 years younger in the film. We're all going to be wondering why.
Yeah, no kidding.
Snoop Dogg looks the same, so that won't matter. But
yeah,
we're going to be watching it like, how come nobody's wearing masks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not social distancing.
Well, I'm wondering if this is going to be like a streaming thing at this point. Because how are you going to go to the theater? Yeah. So
probably, yeah. But that begs the question: if it's streaming, like, how is that going to work, and where is it going to wind up at? Is it going to be streaming like on YouTube TV, or is it going to be streaming like on Hulu? Like, is it going to be up at top tier Netflix, or what? I mean,
welcome to Quibi.
Yeah, welcome to Quibi. You get to watch it in 6-minute segments.
Yeah.
Over the course of a month, how would you shoot somebody?
Like that Princess Bride remake that's coming out.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Is anybody watching Quibi? I mean, is that not the biggest flop ever? Like, have you guys watched it?
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it's just don't worry about it. It's gone.
Streaming service with like 10-minute videos.
Yeah. So you can just.
And they came out at the wrong time because they thought, oh, people will watch us on the bus or on the subway.
During their Uber ride to go to the restaurant.
Right. They're out and about and waiting for the movie to start. Whatever.
Yeah. Just when you're out and about, no.
You're in the gym. All these places that people go.
Don't go anymore. They just flat out don't exist. So
yeah.
I'm about to cancel my gym membership because it's like, even though they're open now.
Yeah.
Do I really go? I mean, like, seriously, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you there.
I'd rather just go for a run or a really long 4-mile walk, or I don't know, just something outside. I'd rather just be outside. So.
Well, yeah. But so that's all the news stories.
Alrighty, getting back into our feedback section. Then we got quite a bit of feedback.
Yeah. Do you want me to do this? The theory I wanted to share too? Do you want to wait till
Oh no, let's do that now. We got a good connection with Dan, so go for it. He's streaming nice and clean, so hit it.
Okay. So we've talked about this before, Dan, about how why would you go to Quark's restaurant and pay for food when you've got a replicator in your room, right?
Yeah.
So I found a theory on Reddit that kind of explains it, and it makes a lot of sense to me. The idea is that the replicators in your quarters or just that are free around the promenade, they basically only have generic food. So if you went to it and you said, I want a hamburger, it's just going to give you a generic looking hamburger. Nothing too great about it. Whereas if you go to Quark's, he might pay for licensing to get you a gourmet hamburger made by the top chefs or designed by the top chefs or something like that. Or you don't just want beer, you want, a craft IPA or whatever. Then you go to Quark's, you pick it off the list. Now you get it.
See, I love this idea. I hadn't heard of this until you just said that, but I love this idea, and here's why. All right, because it gives me hope that even in the future, when all of Trek's principles are a thing and it's somewhat of a utopia, that capitalism will still survive.
It's either that or it's like we talk about with the Cisco's in their restaurant. How do you get a restaurant then?
Yeah, I know it's. That's funny,
but it makes sense. That at least to me it makes sense. So
it does make sense.
Yeah,
it does make sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So perfect. Okay, good.
All right. Well, let's go to the news or the feedback.
The feedback. Yeah, go into the feedback section.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
Trying to find my other link here. I thought I had it pulled up, and I don't. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, coffee account. We've had a couple of donations since our last show. Hunter Bruno bought us a couple of coffees a few weeks back. Actually, 4 days ago now. It hasn't been that long. Feels like it was weeks ago, but it was while I was in Milwaukee.
Hunter.
Yeah, thank you, Hunter.
Yep. So, and it says, I normally am not able to donate as I am a poor former college grad in the humanities. God bless you, sir. But I couldn't resist this time because I wrote this song and I really need to hear Chad sing it. I sent the song to the Chad is Wrong email account because it wouldn't fit here. Cheers, guys. Yeah, he sent me the song. It's pretty darn good lyrics. I have to admit, Hunter, I did modify a couple of lines just to make it flow better. I hope you approve. It doesn't change anything in a major way. It's just one word here or there to try to make it flow better because I sang it out loud several times this week trying to prep for it. So at any rate, we'll get to that in a minute. Another donation coming in from, and by the way, Hunter, we really appreciate the donation. Look, guys, if you can't afford to make a donation, don't make it a donation. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, just email me whatever you want to email us over at chatiswrong or trekcasttng@gmail.com. Either one. We'll pull something through for you. So
there's a lot going on in the world.
There is a lot going on in the world. So obviously we appreciate that. But anyway, so Commander Felton also sent us a donation, bought us a coffee a day ago, and it says a coffee for each of you. So I assume that's $9 because 3, 3, and 3. So that was pretty cool. That brings us to date, by the way. If a coffee is $3, because that's how the coffee account thing works on our website, we have it set up as a $3 donation minimum. You can do whatever you want, but it starts you at $3. So that means that we have received 269 coffees so far on the coffee account.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. We've had some big donations.
Right. So some of those are larger dollar amounts, but I mean, overall, 269 donations is really what it comes to. But it has a little coffee mug and it's cute. Anyway, we just want to say I appreciate the support. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Do you want to sing the song then?
God.
Let's me here. Come on.
Yeah, no, I'll
Is it sung to a certain tune or what's
Oh yeah. Here? So this is We Will Rock You. That's the song. But
all right, ready.
But the lyrics, We Will Spock You.
Nice.
So I hope Dan didn't just cut out because he froze there for a second.
Yeah, he's frozen right now. It's a good still shot for him though.
There we go.
There he is. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just sing it out. And if I screw it up, I screw it up because whatever. I have no other music to go along with it to try to get the cadence right. I'm going to be doing it fast. So whatever. Yeah. Now you're both throwing me off.
Yeah. It's hard to do music over Skype.
All right, so Spocky is an ensign, making an invention, serving in the quadrant, be a big captain. Someday you got plasma in your face, Sarek's disgrace, kicking your tricorder all over the place, singing, we will Spock you. We will Spock you. Spocky, you're an officer, science officer, shouting in the cage, take on the Empire. Someday you got green blood on your face, Sarek's disgrace, Federation flag all over disputed space. We will Spock you. We will Spock you. Spocky, you're a captain, robbing and shit happening, pleading with Nero Federation's hero. You got green blood on your face, Sarek's disgrace. A stupid black hole stranded you in Kelvin space, singing, we will Spock you. We will Spock you. Okay, there you go.
Nice. Good work.
I tried.
Good work.
That is awesome, Hunter, by the way. Those are great lyrics. I love the there at the end, a stupid black hole stranded you in Kelvin space. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's good. That's good.
So, not too bad with no other music or sound or anything. Anyway. And I'm sure my girls upstairs are going, what the is he doing? So, anyway.
I think they've stopped questioning at this point.
Yeah, they don't question anything. Anyways.
Yeah.
Now, there's no way to really top that. Hunter, you did a great job. But there's no way that anybody was going to know that I was going to do this next. This is specifically for you, Dan Lombardo.
Oh.
I'm going to be reading from a book.
Okay.
A book that he suggested I should read and review next for the TrekCast group.
Oh, no.
And I'm just randomly going to find some page to read. So I don't know how salacious it will be or not.
Hopefully very.
I don't know. I really don't know.
You don't have to.
No, I'm just going to pick it up. Random, out of context. No one knows what I'm reading. Help yourself to a salad, he says, his voice soft. Tell me, what method did you opt for? I am momentarily thrown by his question when I realize he's talking about Dr. Green's visit. Mini pill. He frowns. And will you remember to take it regularly? At the right time? Every day? Geez, of course I will. How does he know? I blush at the thought. Probably from one or more of the 15. I'm sure you'll remind me, I murmur dryly. He glances at me with amused condescension. I'll put an alarm on my calendar, he smirks. Eat. That's it. I can't read anymore.
Wow.
It's dry.
What was that?
I'm not going to say it out loud because my kids
I
watch
need
this.
to hear it.
But, you know, it's...
Yeah! 50 Shades of Grey, baby. I can say it out loud.
Oh man.
Gosh.
I'm going to record
for
some
those
more.
For those who don't know the backstory, Chad wanted to read a book and review it. And he put up a poll in the Facebook group, and he put up a few books that he was going to choose from, but he forgot to disable the feature where you can add, where the voters can add an additional item. So I added 50 Shades of Grey, and it quickly took off and became the front runner. Sorry?
No, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah. So now I'm reading that, and I'm going to record audio of me reading it, little snippets whenever I find good ones, and we're going to put that up as premium content over for you guys over on the Coffee account. So those of you who've given donations, you're welcome.
Yeah. At last.
But I am also going to read the other book that got second place, which I think was Agents of Influence. I did buy the book. I've got it on my Kindle or whatever, iPad. So I'm ready to start reading that as well. So I'll kind of do both. That way it's not just totally a loss. I'll do both, but that'll be good. So one more the thing I want to mention here in the feedback section, even though it's not really feedback, but it is about merch. For those of you who want to, feel like it, or think it's funny, we do have a new store up over on the website, TrekCast.com. On the main page, on the home page, if you just, from TrekCast.com, if you just scroll down to where it says now with merch, big letters, that will take you to our new Teespring store. And we're able to put up, apparently, whatever we want, and they don't take it down for quote-unquote copyright. Because I literally put up a shirt with the NX01 on it, upside down, with TrekCast above it, and they approved it, and it's up there to buy right now. So,
oh, cool.
So we will finally be able to make whatever we want to make at any time, whatever is the hot thing for us at that time. Whether we got a show on with a meme that's funny, like the hell yeah, that's up there. They didn't take that down, so that's good. We've got the stickers up there, just like we had over on Redbubble, and you can still get to Redbubble if you liked that merchandise as well. The other links elsewhere on the show still go to, on the webpage anywhere, still go to the Redbubble store. So if you want to get over there, you can do that. You got 2 options now, and we'll just see which one becomes the most popular one, and decide what we want to do with it.
We should get one that's just a picture of your dad and just says Dennis Riker.
Yeah, I thought about that. In fact, yeah, exactly.
I want one.
Yep. In fact,
like Photoshop them onto a uniform, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, I've been listening to the Delta Flyers podcast, which is kind of fun to listen to. It actually is pretty good. And after a while, you don't quite feel like Robbie is phoning it in. But anyway,
you lie to yourself, is what you say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but it's good. And one of the things they talked about was I forget, episode 4 or whatever of season 1, where Neelix calls Tom Paris one big hormone. So now I have a shirt with the outline of Tom Paris on it, TrekCast up above, and below it, you can tell it's Tom Paris. It just says one big hormone. So that's going up today. My daughter, Bella, actually did the outline. It's really good. She did a fantastic job. So that's going up today as well. So whenever we get these little things like this, we can kind of have fun with it and play with it and throw things up there, and that'll be fun. So anyway, anybody has any suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, for sure. That's great.
Yep.
I also got some emails. I got an email from Paul McKay, and he writes, "Hey guys, just wanted to say thanks for keeping me safe, or keeping me sane during the lockdown here in the UK. Back to work after 2.5 months. Only started listening to your podcast before the craziness started. Started back on your episode 167 back in December 17.
Yep.
Been a Star Trek fan for as long as I can remember. Your show is definitely the best out there. Keep up the good work. Live long and prosper, Paul."
Awesome, Paul. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that. I often feel like our show's the best from the standpoint is because we're not dry. Like, I try to listen to a lot of other Star Trek podcasts just so I can kind of know like what they're doing versus what we're doing. You know, maybe a little whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it honestly feels like we're not dry, and some of those are. Some of them are okay. I'm not going to put anybody down. It's just, I think we're a hell of a lot more fun.
Well, it's different.
Well, when people tell me, they say it's like a show is more like a conversation. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not scripted very much, and it's just 3 guys who like Star Trek sitting around talking about Star Trek, or actually talking about other things.
Yeah.
And Star Trek kind of connects them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. In fact, the most scripting we've ever had in any episode since 167 until now, 244, was me singing that song because I read it as I sang it. So that's.
Well, I would say the most scripting is when we did the fake script. For Picard. Yeah.
Yeah. Pun intended. Yeah. Good job.
When we do recast episodes, those are pretty. There's a lot of prep.
That's true. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. But hey, thanks for the compliment, man. We appreciate it.
Well, should we get to the topic?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic. Talking about the Star Trek in this week's topic.
So our topic is our favorite side characters in Trek. I put up a thing in the group that we were going to be talking about. I asked everybody for their favorite side characters, so I've got a lot of people's favorites. John Martinez says that he likes Thomas Riker as his favorite side character.
Yeah.
Scott said that he likes, or he wanted to know the fate of the junior officers from Lower Decks.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah.
You know what would be great about that? Go ahead, Dan.
I brought this up in a thread in the group. People were asking. Let me shut that off. People were asking who they would like to see show up in the Lower Decks TV show. And
Yeah.
I said, I want to see the characters from the episode. I want to see,
Yeah.
I want to see Dr. Ogawa. I want to see Admiral Vorik. Was it Vorik or Torek? I can't remember which one he was. I want to see Captain Lavelle. We're not going to see Cito. She's dead. But, whatever.
Well, we could. You never know. But that would be awesome.
Actually, you know what? They could do that.
They could.
Do that. We could come to find out that she didn't die. She was captured.
Yeah. Yep.
Be interesting.
I love that idea. I think it's perfect for them to be fitted in there somewhere into the Lower Deck show. Even better, just as a one quick throwaway cameo on Picard season 2 when he runs into someone and that someone has to remind him who he is, and he is one of those characters from Lower Deck. And it's just a quick little cameo. It's a nice little throw in. I mean, I don't know. That's one thing I will say that the writers kind of did good with season 1. They did a good job of weaving in a few characters here and there that kind of played into the whole rest of the deal without it being a major, obviously, what's his name that died instantly. Not Hugh. Icheb. Killing Icheb instantly, like in the first 30 seconds of an episode, that was a nice little tie-in with it. That had some ramifications, but not huge ramifications, So anyway, I think that'd be awesome. One way or the other, I want to see those characters again, just in short somewhere, without it being a short trek, for fuck's sake.
It would be interesting for sure.
It would be interesting. All right, you got any others that they listed on that? Because I didn't see this Facebook post with what I was doing this week. I wasn't on Facebook as much as I usually.
Yeah, Taryn said Vorik. Victor said Tuvix. Does he count as a side character? Too bad he was murdered.
There's another shirt.
Yeah, a lot of people pick Shran.
Yeah, Shran's awesome.
Yeah, Garrick.
I don't feel like Garrick's a side character.
Well, my thought is, if they weren't part of the main cast, then they were a side character, right?
He was a reoccurring character.
Yeah, Garrick was a reoccurring character. Just like Nog is a reoccurring character.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could be technically side characters. Yeah. Yeah, Garrick's a good pick.
Yeah, Garrick is. Okay, so who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Go first.
Okay, yeah, you go first.
You got good connection right now. You look smooth, so go for it, Dan.
And I'm not far from home, so I'm going to be parking somewhere in a few minutes.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I really didn't get to do much prep at all.
Mm-hmm.
My weekend assignment here was kind of a last minute thing.
Yeah.
So while I'm doing this, if either of you want to go online and find any fun facts of your own to help me along, that would be fine. But
okay.
When we talked about side characters, when you said side characters, I was trying to think of who is the most side character there is, and for that reason, I chose from Voyager Lieutenant Ayala. And you're probably saying to yourself, who the hell is Lieutenant Ayala?
Yeah.
Lieutenant Ayala, if you think the pilot episode, Caretaker,
Mm-hmm.
he was the Maquis guy who had like big shoulder pads, I remember. And he was Chakotay's right-hand man. And it may surprise you to learn that, he was a background character on Voyager.
Yep.
He was mentioned all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The actor who played him, I think, only had one speaking part in the second to last episode of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think the actor's name was Tarek Argan, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what's amazing is he was in over 100 episodes of Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He was, you know, sometimes he was in engineering, sometimes he was a security officer, sometimes he was the secondary ops officer. Like, the ship would shake and it would go to red alert, and all the bridge officers would run to the bridge, and Harry would run to his station, and Ayala is who he was relieving. But you think of a show like TNG. There were a couple of recurring background characters who I don't know the names. There was one white female who she had a very 80s haircut. She kind of looked like Gozer at the end of Ghostbusters. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think she was a helmsman or something. But she was a reoccurring character for a few seasons. And she was even in Star Trek Generations as a background character. And the oldest daughter from the Cosby Show, she was a background character on TNG. You'd see her on the bridge.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
But a show like TNG, where they're operating in the Alpha Quadrant, it's not a big deal if every season there's just a different group of extras, because there's crew rotation.
Right.
But Voyager, they're stuck in the Delta Quadrant, so your background people, for the most part, you have to have some sort of consistency.
Yeah.
So, he was a big part of that. 100 episodes.
That's a lot.
100 episodes. This guy did. He was also he was a medical officer. He was a background medical officer in Generations. Trying to think what else. He was, I wish this guy did the convention circuit, because I would like to meet him. He, in all of the Bride of Chaotica episodes, Captain Proton episodes,
Yeah.
he played the evil robot.
Oh yeah. He put on the cardboard box.
Yeah. Well, the actor's name is Tarek Ergin, if anybody's curious.
Tarek Ergin.
Yep.
And he didn't do much after that. I read up about him a little bit recently, and I think he coaches lacrosse at like a private school in Massachusetts now, or something like that. But
Tarek Ergin sounds like the name of a crappy 80s action film hero. He's gonna take down the terrorists. His name's Tarek Ergin. Like starring Steven Seagal.
He was also on Enterprise.
There you go.
He had some unscripted roles as a Tellarite, or So he's basically Jeffrey Combs without all the speaking roles.
Yeah. He was also in a Star Trek Borg computer game as Lieutenant Chorus Sprint. Yep.
Which, what's funny, I played that game, and it's a first-person role-playing game, and they basically use the Voyager sets to shoot this game. You can go on YouTube and watch just the cinematic portions of the game.
Yeah.
And it's all of the exterior shots are stock footage from either Deep Space Nine or The Best of Both Worlds, or just old footage from previously released Star Trek stuff. But all the stuff they shot specifically for the game, it's on the Voyager sets, and if you watch it, you will notice a lot of actors that were in other iterations of Star Trek. It's actually a fun story. You should go watch it if you haven't.
Right on.
But yeah, so that's my side character. I literally phoned that in. But
well, it's a good pick. That's a good one.
That's who I chose.
Outside of being in Star Trek, this is a perfect fit, by the way, for the little passage I read from the book, because outside of being in Trek, his other 3 movies that he did was Red Shoes Diaries, Improper Conduct, and Indecent Behavior 2. All 3 were precursors to something like 50 Shades of Grey. So, no, after he did Enterprise, that's it. He hasn't done anything since. Yeah. I'm looking at his bio now on IMDb, and that was it. He's pretty much done at that point. So,
yeah.
But apparently, in the show, Voyager, he's a father of 2.
Yeah, a lot of his character development was through conversations that other characters had. Neelix talking about, I had to spend some time with Lieutenant Ayala last night. He's really taking this hard, missing his daughters and blah, blah, blah. They did a lot of stuff like that. Voyager had a lot of characters you didn't see, but you heard about. Or you heard about, but you didn't see them often. Like the first few seasons, you heard about the Delaney sisters all the time, but nobody ever saw them. And I know at some point they did show them once.
Season 4 or 5, somewhere in there. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. I was just saying that it's just a funny way to develop a character. The character's backstory is developed by other characters just talking about him. But at the same time, he's right there.
Yep.
He's right there. And
they did the same thing with Morn on DS9,
Yeah.
Or the chef on Enterprise.
There is one. Yeah, yep. There is one thing that did disappoint me about Lieutenant Ayala. He's on the bridge when Tuvix is pleading for his life. And he's actually one of the people that Tuvix turns to and addresses by name.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't do the right thing. So even though he's my favorite super side character, I've never forgiven him for it. He's got blood on his hands.
They all have blood on their hands.
They all have blood on their hands.
Tuvix pleaded to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
They all have Volcalaxian blood on their hands.
They admitted he was better. He was better than the other 2.
Yeah. Less annoying and smarter.
Yeah.
That's a shirt I got to make at some point. I'm just not sure what it would be. I got to kill Tuvix, but first coffee with an outline of Janeway. I don't know, something.
The shirt you just say less annoying and smarter.
There you go. Less annoying and smarter, and then put Tuvix on there. There you go.
Just his outline.
Outline of I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
Less annoying and smarter. Here we go.
Yeah. Because people will wear that because they'll think they're talking about themselves.
That'll be our own little inside joke. Yeah.
You just put the outline in the background and you put less annoying and smarter, and then everyone will think, well, that's a cocky asshole.
I'm going to make one that says, I'll let it happen.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is awesome. If we do a whole bunch of these little one-offs like this in time and we put them all up there and we actually get them done, it'd be funny to see how many of those are floating around at STLV in December. Like 2 outside of us. But I mean, still.
One that's Janeway and say the original Captain Killy.
There you go. Yeah. And when we do these, we should only put them up there for a short time. So if you miss it, you're out.
Yeah.
Like these are just, there's only going to be like 10 of them sold and that's it,
Yeah.
Limited edition, huh?
This is what's his name? This is my inner Ferengi coming out when I say that.
I need a Porthos cheese detective.
There you go.
Yeah. Like Porthos cheese detective agency or something like that. Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah. All right. So my character, I'm just gonna go.
Sure, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. My character I picked was Gowron, leader of the High Council. Mainly it's because of his eyes. He's got those Gowron eyes. Gowron 2 is cool because he's a side character in 2 series. He started out in TNG and then went on to DS9. I feel like they flushed him out more in DS9. So it was really neat. According to Memory Alpha, he had 4 appearances in TNG and technically 8 in DS9, but the last one was archival footage on the last episode, so not really. It's 7. And TNG, he was in a 2-parter, so that's 2 of his 4 right there. Yeah.
Seems like it should be more than that.
They say only 4. He's
I'm
mentioned
sure it's right, but he's mentioned all the time.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But him actually being there, it's not that much. Because he was in Reunion, Redemption 1 and 2, which is the 2-parter, and then Rightful Heir, and that's it for TNG. Whereas DS9, he was in House of Court. Huh?
I was going to say, it's funny how your mind kind of tricks you a little bit. You know, you think of some of these side characters, and in your mind, you think, you know, they had all these appearances, like Lwaxana Troy. You know,
yeah.
In your mind, you're like, oh, she's on that show all the time. But it was like once a season, maybe twice she showed up.
Twice too many, but yeah.
It's like, what's his name? Ducat. Ducat's only like 50-something episodes.
Yeah.
Like a third of them, you know?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but it feels like he's there all the time.
He's no Ayala.
No, he's no Ayala. But I've always liked Gowron. I thought he was an interesting Klingon. It's interesting that he's political and all the other Klingons don't like really appreciate that about him. Like that he's too eager to talk and you know.
He is a different Klingon all the way around. I mean, on so many different levels, he's a different Klingon. He's got a little bit of opportunistic side to him, almost like a Ferengi. You know, he's got a little bit of that deal-making side to him, just like an officer in the Federation. And, of course, he's always willing to gouge someone's eyes out.
That's right.
But, so he's an interesting Klingon for sure.
Yeah, glory to you and your house.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's pretty neat. There's some famous quotes from him on here, like, "You will die slowly, Duras," which is great. "You have made enemies war. Fortunately, I am not one of them." Yeah. I don't know. I always liked him. You know, it's like him and Martok, you know, between the two. But yeah. So I pick Gowron.
Yep. He's a good character.
Yeah.
Is that it? You had anything else to add?
Turn,
Okay. So this isn't like my favorite all-time side character, but it's the one I find most intriguing from the standpoint of what they've just recently done with him. Because Harry Mudd has always been kind of that oddball character. In the original series, obviously, is where he showed up. And the initial time they first meet him, it's Kirk saying, "Harcourt Fenton Mudd, thief." And he goes, "Oh, come now." And he's a swindler and con man, entrepreneur, liar and rogue. And he's like, "Did I leave you with that impression?" That is Harcourt Fenton Mudd, right?
I'm sorry, can you do that impression again? I missed it.
Yeah. So he's an excellent character. Now, I'll be the first to say too, even with that, he was annoying in the original series. But Ryan Wilson's portrayal of him in the new Trek, it was fantastic. Those are some of my favorite episodes of Discovery so far, and the short Trek that he did as well when he's on there. Really,
you mean
really
Rainn Wilson, not Ryan Wilson?
Rainn Wilson, Ryan Wilson, Ryan Wilson, Mr. Wilson from The Office. Yeah, I love that character how he played that character. Just
Woodrow Wilson, whatever.
Woodrow Wilson. It's all the same. They're all Wilsons.
They're all Wilson.
I don't know. He's just interesting. There's a lot of different things about his character. Magic to make the magic to make the sanest man go mad. That was a great episode. That was pretty good. And his scenes when he's in the jail cell in the Klingon with Lorca, who, that's another side character. Really, he's a main character, kind of a side character. But I kind of wish they would have brought him back somehow. But anyway. And of course, his whole relationship with his wife, Stella, married for 2 months, couldn't get away from her fast enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hysterical. It's kind of like the old joke. Yeah, I've been married for 20 years. Best 2 years of my life,
Or what's the other one? Take my wife. No, please, take my wife.
Yeah, please, take my wife. So, But he's been in several episodes. Mostly the biggest ones, obviously, in TOS until recently. And then, of course, he was in the third time that the Enterprise encounters him is on the animated series, which no one's watched.
So if nobody's watched it, did it actually happen?
Yeah,
Just
maybe
like
it didn't happen.
in the woods.
Exactly. But, it's funny when the portrayal of him in TOS versus the animated series. It's like that is not a cartoon character of him. That's a caricature of a caricature. Like they go way too far with him. It's weird. Anyway. I think that was called Mud's Passion on the animated series. But at any rate, if someone was going to come back in Strange New Worlds, Captain Pike in that series. I would want to see another Mud episode.
I'm sure we'll
with
see
Rain Wilson, whatever, Mr. Wilson, whatever.
Rain, like
Rain.
Precipitation Wilson.
Is it really just Rain?
Yeah, like
So I'm
like
making
Millie
it hard
Vanilli
on
said,
myself?
blame it on the rain.
Okay, so I'm just making it hard on myself. I'm really bad
Did
with.
they say that though?
I've heard rumors.
I think someone said it for them.
Somebody said it for them. They paraphrased.
So of course the original actor who played him. Go ahead.
We keep
Go
it
ahead.
topical here on TrekCast.
Yeah,
That's
we do.
right.
We keep it topical. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's fine. The two disco episodes were Choose Your Pain. That's when they were in the jail cell. Then, of course, Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad. And on the original series, it was Mud's Women and I Mud. Mud's Women was great. That's a great episode. Even now, still stands up. Then, of course, Mud's Passion on the animated series. Original actor who played him was Roger C. Carmel, and I know that guy's been in a lot of different stuff. He's recognizable. I just don't recall exactly what, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. He's been on a lot of different things. When did he die? He died at some point. Yeah. 1986.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's been a while.
Wow.
He was only 54 years old when he passed. Yeah, I knew it was a long time ago. Which is probably why they never brought him into any of the movies or anything else, right? They never. That was it. Once he was a couple of episodes here and there, he was a throwaway character. But they did try to bring him into, I believe it was Into Darkness, in the Kelvin series. There is a scene when they're in a shuttle bay and they're walking to. Walking to one of the shuttlecraft or whatever, and there's a ship that's in the shuttle bay, and it's Mud's ship. It's referred to as Mud's ship, and there's even another scene somewhere that got cut on the cutting room floor, and
they
were
say
even
it's the mud incident or something.
The mud incident, right? And there was rumors, and I don't know if it really stayed in the script or if it was cut or if they filmed it or they even picked out an actress for it, but there was rumors that in that Kelvin timeline, Mud was a Harriet Mudd, not Harry Mudd. So it's going to be a female, a woman. But at any rate, that would be interesting. I mean, we've already feminized all of the male actors in Trek over the last 2 weeks. All that stuff that was going. It feels like forever ago. Was it 2 weeks ago when that was going around? Stuff, the face app thing, making everybody a woman and making all the women to men. That went around for a hot minute and then was gone.
Yeah, that was so last week.
All right, who would you cast as Harriet Mudd?
Oh, that's a good question. Selena Gomez. I don't know. No. That's a good question. Okay. So if we're going to be in the Kelvin timeline and you can pick anybody you want, who would make a good Harriet Mudd? It would be Terry, who plays Jadzia Dax. Terry Farrell. Terry Farrell. She would make a great Harriet Mudd.
Okay. Hear me out here. I think Drew Barrymore.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because she's got that weird sarcastic delivery.
Yep.
You know?
That would do it.
Yeah.
That would do it. All right, that's all I got for Harry Mudd. That's it. That's all I got.
I'm looking up who else he played because I'm curious now. I'm trying to look it up right now. His name was Roger C. Carmel.
Carmel, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. He was in Route 66, The Defenders, Car 54, Where Are You? The Patty Duke Show, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Munsters, Hogan's Heroes. I mean, holy crap.
Okay.
Voyage
Your
to the bottom of the
computer's better
sea.
than my phone.
Yeah.
Man, the
Well,
Munsters.
before,
There's a show I haven't heard in forever.
Yeah.
before I clicked on it, said he was in Transformers, the movie. Was he a voice actor in the 1986 version?
Yeah.
Probably.
The animated series, the animated cartoon from 85 to 87. He was in 32 episodes. That's what it is. He played Cyclorus. He was the voice of Cyclorus, Motormaster, Bruticus, Unicron, Prime Minister of Japan, and various others.
Prime Minister of Japan.
That's what it says.
That's awesome.
Oh, he was on Three's Company. Man, he was in a lot of television shows.
Yeah.
That's why he's so familiar. That's why his face is so familiar. He's all over the place in the 60s and 70s on television. I mean, just everywhere. So,
but that happens. I mean, there's 100 shows on the air right now.
Oh yeah.
15 years from now, you'll remember 12 of them. But there's 100 of them on the air right now.
Yep.
So if you go back and watch shows from the 1980s, shows that you don't watch all the time, you're going to see character actors from the shows you do remember.
Yeah.
I watched an old episode of 21 Jump Street the other day, and there's Gul Dukat,
Yeah.
teaching at the police academy.
Oh boy.
And he was still an asshole. Oh man. Something about him.
Yeah, there is something about Mark Alamo or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's a perfectly okay guy to sit and have a conversation with, but there is something about him that makes
I
it
don't know,
very
man.
easy
When we
to play assholes.
watched that documentary, they looked like they couldn't stand him.
Yeah, and they literally didn't even have any. There was not a single second of film where they're all together with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's always in another room somewhere. In fact, they even mentioned it. I think they even mentioned at one point they had that him and Kira, whatever, they were going to be there on the same day, and they had to bring him in different doors in different areas so they wouldn't run into each other. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that.
Yeah. they allude to it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch that again.
Yeah.
I've got
Well, fellas, I'm sitting in the driveway, and it's been a long weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Long ride home, so I'm gonna go. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday. She's a year old. I don't know where that year went.
Yeah, I
but,
know.
I wasn't home for that, so I'm gonna run inside and get to
Go
know my
for it.
family again.
Yeah.
So
Go for it.
good to talk to you guys. Do this again real soon.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll see you, man.
All right, man.
It cut out right when he said that.
Yep.
I was going to say live long and prosper, and it cut out.
Well,
Now we get to see up close as Knuckles.
yeah. Well, I mean, we're basically done.
Oh, he's still talking. Okay, he's still
Yeah.
there. We are basically done. I mean, at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, might as well just
Hour.
wrap it up.
Hour and so yeah, we can wrap it up. So
Yeah.
All right, great show. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, I am working on a compilation. It's how Trek has inspired so many lives. I've got 3 different people lined up from the Twitter side of things, that very different walks of life for all 3 of these folks. They're all over the globe too. They're not just here in the United States. One is from all the way across the globe in southern Australia. One is from the United States. Another one, I believe, is in Japan currently. I'm not going to give any names because people don't know who they are, and we'll just wait until we get to them. I know, Daniel, you're reaching out to some folks on the supporters of the show, basically, those who have supported on the coffee account, to see if any of them want to come on. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to start doing some of these recordings here this next week, and they're going to be
Do you want to make
short.
a post in the group and see if anyone wants to join you?
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, they're going to be short. They're going to be audio only, so I'm not sure how we'll play that into our YouTube side of things, but they are going to be audio only. They're going to be 5, 6, 7 minutes a piece of each one. Who knows? Maybe I'll only get a couple of minutes. I don't know. But the goal is to have about 5 minutes per person. So if you're interested and we haven't reached out to you and you've got a nice story to tell that you want to share, reach out to us anywhere you want to, any of the platforms. TrekCast TNG on Twitter, TrekCast TNG Instagram, TrekCastTNG@gmail.com. ChatIsWrong@gmail.com. Come onto the website and post something. However you want to do it. And you don't necessarily have to be a supporter of the show on the coffee account in order to get, if you've got something you want to say, say it. This is the one, because I want to get as many different perspectives, as many different voices as possible to put this thing together. I have no idea when we're going to air it. I don't know what the time frame for that's going to be. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 6 weeks, but it's coming, and we're going to start putting it all together. I'm going to start putting it together anyway next week. The first interviews happen then. So
cool.
That's going to be a lot of fun. So
cool.
Anything else?
No, we've got Dan's frozen image. So
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys. It was an excellent show. Everybody knows where to reach us, and we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks.
All right, bye.
Thanks.
Well, there you have it, another episode in the can. Check us out at TrekCast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews, subscribe to us, we'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.